Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a good rack. I could have a bingo here, certainly bingo-y letters. But I'm not seeing anything. And I've only got 1 or 2 pointers, so I'm going to struggle to score with this rack if I don't have a bingo. So the question is, do I play just a few tiles or do I play several? I certainly want to play off an L. I think I'm going to play Lod, because rail, how nice is rail? Not that great. I think I'll play Lido. Lido for 10. That doesn't look right. A very good rack leave. Yeah, L and R don't go great together, so I'd rather keep something like Raid. So it's Lilo, I think. I need to play. I've just turned my computer off and on to get the webcam to work, and I'm getting some messages pop up about various things. Now, this looks much better. Rad. Lido for 8. 3 U's in 1 pickup. Pretty bad. However, Ruru is a word, so that's probably going to be better than changing if it plays anywhere. 23 for my opponent. That could have been worse. Now, Jaw is good. So I do have Ruru across here, which may get me out of jail. I don't think it plays anywhere else. And I don't think there are any other 2 U plays. Well, there's Lu Or, but that doesn't score anything like as much as Ruru. Okay, I do finally have a scoring tile. The rest of the rack not great. But my opponent has not scored highly so far, so we're level, and my poor racks haven't cost me. Nowhere obvious for the M. A play like Mud, not great because it leaves 2 eyes and it leaves a preponderance of vowels, which I'd like to avoid. Now I've got the IUM ending, and I mentioned that to find words, both bingos and non-bingos. The only floaters, L, U, and R. I can't see a bingo through the M, and any non-bingo isn't going to score very well. I have multi as a prefix, but no bingo. The U duplicates a U on my rack, doesn't look promising. So what about the R? Can't see a bingo through that. Jaw only takes an S after it. Now, what about a play beginning above the second R of Ruru? Wow, nice bingo by my opponent. He does move into a lead. 2 new floaters. Do they help me? Well, they duplicate tiles on my rack. Can't see anything with either. But my M can go underneath the A. However, if I play there, I'm blocking a couple of useful floaters. I have Audit on my rack with MI. So I was considering row H, UM or AM. Can't see anything which jettisons an I. So I'm looking for an MIU play. What about in column 8, beginning with the N? Can't see anything. Well, what about radium? It sorts the rack out. The dangerous thing is that it opens up row O for my opponent to score well with an S. I don't have one. But this really does sort the rack out well. Only 18 points. What can I get in row K? Well, not very much, because I do want to burn a U, and a U goes underneath none of these tiles until you get to the N. Mad U and Matu not good. What about Amorti? £16 points, leaving DI. I'm going with Radium. A better rack. V and Y not great together. However, the rest of the rack is pretty good. And there could be a bingo. Through an I would have in Verity, and there is an I in Radium. What about the A of Tapings? Can't see anything through that. Would I have a bingo through a consonant? Well, not many to consider. Any play likely to end with the Y? What about the U as a floater? Nothing good there. So just in Verity at the moment, not a massive score, but a bingo. What if that's blocked? Can't see anything down from the N. Do I have a double-double? Don't think so. Well, I could play Navy, keeping Tyre. That would be quite nice. Okay, 56 points for my opponent. That was pretty much as bad as it can be without a bingo. My opponent having 3 high-scoring tiles and an S. But so it goes. And I can play in Verity for 65. Quite nice. Could be something here. Not a 7. But there may be an 8. The A looks the most promising. I have the ABLE ending. I have the ED ending. But I'm not seeing anything. So the B and the H are my scoring tiles. Nothing goes in front of a U. Ruru takes an S afterwards for column 14. $34 for my opponent. He's opened up in column 15. P takes an E after it, so I can get rid of my B and H with Hebe, but I can do a little better than that with Bethel for 39. 3 Ds. Okay. Not great, and I'm 50 points behind. About 40 tiles still to come, including a blank and 2 S's. Priority this turn to get rid of 2 Ds, so I can do that with Dodd somewhere. Well, Dodd 2 and add works. Column 12, a 7-letter bingo lane for bingos ending in S, as is row F. So quite a good board for bingos. And therefore playing Dodd isn't a disaster in terms of blocking floaters. Great, only 16 points for my opponent. And he's created a new Dodd spot. But if I take that in column 13, I will be blocking one of the S lanes. If I play in row K, however, I'm providing a pretty juicy spot in row L for another 40 or 50 point non-bingo. Dodd has the advantage that it's opening up a new lane for a bingo's ending ED. What I could do is play, well, Adio I think is too dangerous. Placing the A next to the double letter square, I'm not far enough behind to justify doing that. I could play it in row M. And I think I will. I don't have an E. So ADIT, not a great rack leave if I'd played Dodd, because it's not great anyway, but the floaters duplicate tiles in the rack leave. DT also not great. So Adio for 19. Yeah, I think that's quite good. It's keeping the S lanes available. It's keeping the floaters T and A available to some extent, not as much as they were before. And it's not providing a massive scoring spot for my opponent. So I'm going with this. So Adio for 19. I do have my E, but it's the only vowel I have, and the rest of the rack is clunky. The Z's nice, but V and G are not good. And the board, although it has bingo lanes, doesn't have a lot of opportunities for non-bingos. My G can go between A and D. Well, I can play Gazed, which gets rid of 2 of my problem tiles. And Gazed takes an A in front, so I may be able to open the board up in future with a play in row H. Still 3 A's to come. Can't see a way of playing the V and the Z together. So Gazed at least plays off 2 of the 3 problem tiles, and there are no massive Z spots. So I think holding on to the Z is fine. So I think Gazed is fine. 32 points. And I need some vowels. I get 1 vowel, and I'm 40 points behind. Still 27 tiles to come, including the blank, and quite a few A's and E's and O's. Not so great. So this time, priority, play off the V and either a D or an M with it, and score. V can go in front of double E, but that's blocking the nice bingo lane, and I do now have an S. So is there somewhere down the bottom that I can jettison my V? I must keep in mind the A hook for Gazed. Meave and Meaved are both good. So I could play Meaved in column 13, making F and Dob. And that provides a floating E, which is good since I'm burning both of mine. It distracts my opponent to the top of the board. Row F still available for bingos ending in S. And it'll score quite well. There's still time to catch my opponent without a bingo. Still the Q to come with no U's. Interesting. So anywhere else for the V? What if Meaved is blocked? Wow, there goes the second blank. And my opponent has provided floaters, but I don't think any floater can give me a bingo with this rack. What I can do is play Meave down here for a decent score, 42. And the good bingo lanes are still open, or rather column 12 is still open, which is the best lane, and the floating E of I like is still available as well, plus M and E are available to start bingos. And 42 points, quite good. I draw the Q and the W. 16 tiles left and I'm 60 points behind. Not good. The only spot I can see for the Q is above the I. And then the rest of the rack is okay apart from the W. What I can't do is play the W and the Q off. So I'm not in great shape in this game. And my opponent scores well. I think I am better off playing the Q than changing. Or am I? It's only 11 points. How much does the W... I'm inclined to chuck the Q back and hopefully my opponent will draw it. Only 13 tiles left. So if I click change, get rid of the Q and the W, I think I'll keep the O. 3 N's and 2 O's, not good. Let me look at the vowel situation. 8 vowels, 13 consonants. I think I will keep stone. Great. I have atoners in column 12. Resonate and earstone would go through an E. So I have earstone in row E. I have nothing through the E of I like. So I will have a playable bingo, I think. The agazed hook has been taken. That's not going to be used. Column 13 may also be available for an overlap. Yeah, atoners plays there. And that's an interesting position because if I play atoners in column 13, I'm going to score more points than playing it in column 12, but I'll be placing a vowel next to this double letter square, and there's still the W and X out there, and C. Okay, the X has gone. I am, gosh, 130 points behind. This isn't looking good. So maybe I do need to play the more volatile opening. 80 points, 318, 50 points behind. Yeah, and maybe if my opponent has got a W or a Q, then I can bingo in the left-hand side of the board. So atoners for 80. Well, let me just pause. Is there an anagram of atoners which plays in the same spot? So what are the anagrams of atoners? Senator, that doesn't play. Santero doesn't play. Treason doesn't play. Any others? Atoners, Senator, Santero, treason. There could be one more. But I'm not seeing it, so I'm going with this. I draw the Q. That is disappointing. 3 tiles left. I can jettison just the Q above the I, but I don't think that's going to score enough then, even if I do bingo. Certainly if my opponent's got a C or a W, I can see a play coming down in row A for 30 or 40 points. And he'll be emptying the bag in that situation. Which maybe he doesn't want to do. I guess he could have a play beginning with A, something like Orn, or alternatively a 9-timer, triple. So, good game, well done to my opponent. I still need to play. So, I'm in the situation now of minimising my losing spread, which is going to be considerable. So, where can my Q go? Well, chin for 24. Sank. for 25. And I may have 2 goes. My opponent doesn't have a great final set of 3 letters. He would have Weiss through an I. So I think I'll have a second go. So can I go out with Aton? I've got a tone in column 3. I think I'm going to play this. If a tone is blocked, I will not be able to play it. I don't think I have any 4-letter plays with this rack. Great, a tone not blocked. 7 minutes on my clock. Do I have anything better than a tone? I'm just wondering if Nota is good, N-O-T-A. It might be. However, I'm going to put this game out of its misery. A tone for 10. Just wait for my opponent to formally end the game, which he does. And the final score, 355 to me, 522 to my opponent. A winning margin of 177 points. So a huge, huge win for my opponent. Let's see what racks he had. So, me to go fast. Examiner still down. Come on, ISC. We want you back. And my opponent has the blank from the beginning. He plays Adji. I have 3 U's and play Ruru. Opponent now bingos. I have a non-bingo rack. I play Radium, which is ideal for my opponent. He can get rid of all his high-scoring tiles and score well. I have Inverity. Opponent plays Payout. And I have Bethel. Opponent has the second blank. Can't see a bingo there. He plays Foe. I've shot past my move. So opponent plays Foe. I then play Adio. Opponent still doesn't have a bingo. Too many vowels. Plays Phi. I have a vowel shortage and play Gazed for 32. And at this point I'm 40 points behind. So I'm still in touch. But look at this. Great spot by my opponent. I like. I then play Meaved. And opponent has another good rack. Can't see anything. Any playable bingo. He plays Row for 31. I'm stuck with the Q and the W. I'm 90 points behind. Only 13 tiles left. I can't score very well with the Q, so I chuck it back with the W. Opponent plays Gox. I now do have a bingo. And it's just what my opponent wants to see because he can play Catarans for 149. I draw the Q again. Play Sank. Opponent plays Cow. And I go out with a tone. So I had some pretty grim racks during that game, but I was in touch until towards the end and then didn't draw great, and my opponent continued to play well, and the triple was the final nail in the coffin. So well done again to my opponent. I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I will see you next time.